All right, welcome to the Vision Boards at Home workshop with Healthy You. I am Bethany Zell. I'm the program director for Healthy You at Cary Medical Center. And so today, well, actually this entire month we've been talking about mental health because it is National Mental Health Awareness Month all through the month of May. And so part of that mental health piece is really kind of looking at our thought processes. And so we've done some workshops on goal setting and getting and how to attain those. And if you didn't have a chance to join us for that, you can always catch the recording. It's on our YouTube channel. And another tool that you can add to your tool belt is this concept of vision boards. And let me get my slides. Okay, so a vision board is really just a visual tool that we can use to assess what we really want, so we can compare and contrast things by kind of visualizing them. And we as a society are a pretty visual society. We like to be able to see things. And so I don't know if you've ever heard, like if you say something, you remember only a portion of it, but if you say something and you write it down, you remember more. And then if you say something and write it down and see it in writing, it actually helps you to remember things and retain things. And so the same can be true for things that we really want in life. Saying those things out loud is powerful. Writing them down is added power to those goals that we set for ourselves orally. And then seeing our goals kind of come to fruition gives us that visual of the success that we may not in our mind otherwise be able to visualize. And so we can find pictures that will help us determine and help us focus on achieving our goals or achieving what we want in life. And so really, I mean, it's a glorified kind of collage of images, pictures, words, things that represent whatever you're dreaming about or desiring. And they have been known as dream boards, vision maps, treasure boards. There's several different names for what they refer to, because they really do kind of can be used to map out a strategy even to get to your dreams or your ultimate vision in life. And the whole concept of vision boards is based on this law of attraction. And the law of attraction says that we become what we think about the most. And the idea being that when you focus on what you want to accomplish or acquire, and you're so honed in and you're so tuned in and focused on that end result, that thinking about things can attract those things to your life. Now, I just want to say it is my personal opinion that applying lessons based on this law of attraction does not replace any kind of religious or cultural belief. But the Healthy You mission is to promote physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. And so a vision board is really just one tool to help people focus on any or all of the pillars of health. And of course, you have to keep it in harmony with whatever you believe as a person and your own perspectives on those things. So it's not, meant to replace what your personal belief system entails. But the power of visualization is huge. And it really, even though it doesn't always lead to positive results, just thinking about things in a positive way, a lot can still be said about that power of visualization. So there are some points of power that come with it. So what you're thinking and feeling today really does create our future. So our thoughts are really the foundation for our plans and our hopes for the future. So if we have limiting beliefs embedded in our thinking patterns, they will limit our ability to follow through on our plans. But if we have a vision, it's vastly easier to move forward toward its fruition. So, again, the positive thinking will not always lead to positive results, but if we are thinking positively, it will definitely be more inclined to move us in the direction that we want to move. when an opportunity presents itself, we have a choice, always. We can choose to act on that opportunity and recognize it as an opportunity to possibly pursue whatever vision that we have, or we can walk away from it and maybe miss an opportunity completely. So when we visualize or have these visions or vision boards or a picture of what we're aspiring to, it can help us recognize it when we see those opportunities come up in our lives. You know, if we don't know, you know, if we can't envision ourselves being successful at a certain something that we're aspiring to, seeing someone else potentially be successful in that same thing can be just the visual that we need to be able to recognize when we have the opportunity to pursue it further. Visualizing the future you want and taking the time to feel excited about what you see. Because if you're not really excited about your future plans, then you really don't have anything to look forward to. But sometimes visualizing can help you maintain that excitement. You know, I know we're kind of in a weird dry season in the world right now. And so it's kind of hard to envision what life will look like beyond, you know, COVID-19 sheltering at home. But if you have, you know, that visual picture to really look at, it can give you something to look forward to and keep you moving forward, even when you might be stalled out, such as we may be in these uncertain times. And it can help you have confidence that your dream is achievable. You know, again, you may not be able to visualize yourself doing or having whatever it is that you're aspiring to, but having that visual of somebody being successful at it, or knowing that it's available or accessible to you, can help build your confidence toward finding those dreams achievable for yourself. Here. All right. And then the old saying, energy flows where attention goes, is absolutely true. And I don't know about you guys, if you're passionate about something and excited about something, we're always naturally much more motivated to work on that thing or towards it. You know, if we're super excited about a goal, or, you know, you're saving up for something big, or you're working hard towards something, you know, if you're really excited and passionate and have a vision for something, you're definitely going to have more motivation around that and aspiring and getting to it. And whatever we give our attention to will also most likely be getting some of our very best effort. You know, I know it's easy for me to put the things that I don't really care about. You know, I do a lot of different tasks at work, and some of them I love, and some of them are, you know, they're things I know how to do, and I'm proficient, and I know they're part of my job. But, you know, I never wake up and get into work and say, I just want to tackle that thing that I can't stand doing. You know, we have to kind of sometimes get that motivation and put it into play. But the things that we really enjoy, I mean, I could get lost doing graphic design work for hours and hours and hours because I love that. And so whatever we're most passionate about will get our attention, and as a result, get our best attention, our best efforts. Sorry. And then visualization can help us remember that we were born to add value to this world. So seeing where our strengths lie, and I mean, we can know those things deep inside us. We can know that we're gifted in certain areas, and we can know how those gifts may lead us and help us contribute to the greater good. But visualizing, again, is just so much more powerful. And then it can even help us become better stewards of the gifts and the resources that we are able to provide. Maybe having those visuals will help us potentially see things that maybe others see in us that we don't necessarily see in ourselves, that maybe we want to foster and continue to build and develop and grow. And then as a result, knowing and recognizing our value, then we can provide resources and our gifts and use them to help lift up others and encourage them and help them move forward. So visualization can really be a hugely profitable tool in the mental health world because it really helps generate these thoughts and the confidence that we need to work toward the things that we really want and aspire to in life. So there are different types of vision boards, and we're going to talk about a few of them. You can choose to do kind of a themed vision board that's specific to one area of your life. And those topics could be, you know, work or career visions that you have for your future in your career or your home. You know, a lot of people have turned to Pinterest, which is, you know, it's really kind of a virtual vision board, really. I mean, it's things that we want to do, right? Things we aspire to. I've never gotten to pretty much anything on my Pinterest boards, but it is still a way that we can kind of visualize. Maybe it's just not as accessible to me to have it in a place where I have to log in, but it is a nice place to kind of collect those visuals. And so, you know, I know in the Pinterest world, a lot of people use those for home things, whether it's recipes they want to cook or, you know, home decor things they want to change in their home, or gardens they want to produce, or backyard landscaping things. I mean, the sky's the limit, and it really can be as dedicated to a certain topic as you want, or much more loose. It can be about relationships. You know, if you're a parent, you can, maybe you've got some visions about how you want to raise your kids or how you want to change and develop as a parent. Maybe it's just self-improvement in general. You know, maybe you want to go back to school. And so maybe some of the things you're visualizing are, you know, a cap and gown and completing a degree that maybe you never got to, or developing your faith and growing stronger in that, or some type of skill in general, you know, whether it's learning a new instrument or a new language, or, you know, exercising, healthy living. I mean, really the sky is the limit as far as things. It could even be event or time-based. I know several people who do a yearly vision board. And so they have like this overarching, these are the things I aspire to this year. It could be exclusive to an event, like a wedding, or, you know, brides will clip and put little things and pull from here and there and make their vision of what they see for their big day. It could even just be seasonal, around a holiday, really all different kinds of choices. It could also be all-inclusive. Those are typically the ones that I have made in the past. I'll do a little pop in here. This is one I made a couple years ago. And it's really a compilation of everything, things I love and things that are important to me, things I aspire to. So it can be just really a mashup of everything. It doesn't have to be isolated to a specific theme. And then there are different ways to make vision boards. So we've got kind of what I just showed, and we'll talk about specific methods, but they really all should begin with kind of a time of quiet reflection where you really think about what you want your board to look like. Do you want it to be specific to a topic? Do you want it to be a mashup? Do you want to just kind of go through pictures and magazines and find things that speak to you? Or do you want to go seeking out specific pictures and make sure that you're finding those certain things? So taking, you know, a little bit of time to just really reflect on what you want this visual to be for you. And then making sure that if you have negative thoughts associated with that you kind of get rid of those, because it can be easy for me to, you know, in my mind think I need to maybe be healthier. And then, you know, those negative thoughts like, you can't, you're never going to be able to run a mile, you're never going to be able to stop eating, whatever it is. I mean, those negative thoughts can stop us before we even start and even be very paralyzing. So as much as you can, as you're kind of opening up your mind to the possibility, you have to be aware that negative thoughts may come in, and you're going to have to be able to bat those away and recognize them for what they are, which is they really only have power if you let them. And kind of picture what your end point is. So if it's a seasonal board, you know, obviously you're not thinking long term. Maybe you're just thinking about the next few months. Or if it's a a career change that you're working toward and you envision that it might happen in the next, year or so. Try and envision, my daughter loves to read the last page of a book first, and she likes to kind of know how that's going to end. And so in this situation, we're asking you to kind of envision, what would it look like if I got these things? How could that look in my life? Picture yourself, they always talk about photoshopping in heads, Photoshop your head into the vision of whatever it is that you want. Photoshop your mind in there so that you can really embrace that visual and see it for yourself. And then when you're ready, you can begin to go through magazines. You can search the internet for images, photos, words that represent what you want. Unless you're going to be publishing it, you don't really have to worry about copyrights on photos that you find online, or giving credit to the photographer or the photo owner, because these are really just meant to be personal for you. And so as you look, maybe there's a trip you want to take or something in your future that you're looking forward to. New York is always a big one for us. We've got family down there, and it's been difficult for us to get down to that area with our family each year, just with work schedules and the cost. And, it feels like every single time we've planned it and thought, oh my goodness, this is happening this year, someone got sick or something happened huge. And so it's something that's reoccurring on my, look here, it's on my board from when was this, 3 years ago? Yeah, so hasn't happened yet, still on my vision board. Maybe it's you want to be healthier and, make some healthy changes in your life, eat more vegetables. Maybe that's part of what you're going to use to get to where you want. Maybe it's just in general, you kind of feel stuck and you need to acknowledge that changes need to happen. Sometimes we just need to give our visual minds those road signs that say warning, or danger, or get ready to merge, or there's a change up ahead. Whatever kind of wording you need to kind of prepare yourself mentally to accept that you have the power to move forward in this. Maybe you are looking at new ways to love people in the world. Maybe you're looking for ways to reach out and volunteer. Maybe you're looking for new relationships, new friendships. Maybe you are not doing a great job with your kids and you're getting impatient and you need to be more loving in your response to them. Maybe that's something you want to stick on your board. Maybe it's just words, little quotes and phrases that resonate with you that just are going to help you power through whatever it is that your vision board is based about. So, never, never, never give up. I always find that kind of just never, never, never. Don't do it. So now we'll get into a little bit of the brass tacks. There are the types of vision boards. We've got what I call the old school, and these are, these are the cut and paste. These are the ones we made in junior high. And, they're pretty simple. You can use cardboard. I know a lot of people are getting deliveries right now. Cardboard boxes. This is a foam board I used from the dollar store. And you can either print out your own pictures off the internet. You can go through magazines. Obviously, you want to go through magazines that resonate with you and your topic. You don't want to be checking, the car magazines if you're looking at making a healthy lifestyle change. You're not going to find the pictures or maybe even the words that you're looking for in that kind of a magazine. But, any little thing. And the great thing is you can make it as big or as small as you want it to be. I know at the beginning of our kind of our quarantine safe at home thing, I bought some poster boards for the girls and just let them make big vision boards, and they just had fun cutting things out, gluing them on. You can arrange them in a certain pattern that's meaningful, like a process moving forward in your thing. This one's more of a mashup, and so I just really kind of collaged all the things that are important and that I wanted to achieve this particular year. So that's the old school way, and I'm not going to talk much more about that today because I think we all kind of understand how to cut and paste. But there are new ways that we can create digital vision boards, and these are great because they really can truly be personal personalized. You have a lot more flexibility than you might in the cut and paste category, because you can pick and choose your images that are going to go in here, and you can size them the way you want, and you can truly customize them and make it unique to you, and not kind of be at the mercy of whatever magazine you have on hand and whatever phraseology or how they word it, and you might end up with a regular magazine, you might end up, doing one of those ransom note type vision boards with the different letters. But with digital, you can really just be as creative as your tools will allow. So there are a lot of great resources for vision boarding. There are ones that you can pay for. Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop and InDesign, those are like the premium tools. If you know anything about those, they take a little bit of skill to use. Most of them you can kind of wade your way through and kind of figure things out as you go. There's a lot of online tutorials. Obviously with Photoshop, you can edit your photos, you can do so many different things with Photoshop. We're not going to talk about that one tonight because I know it's not accessible to everybody. It's not a free program, but if you do have it, it's always fun to play around. InDesign is another Adobe program that will help you kind of, it's a desktop publishing layout kind of program. And so it can help you can piece things and move them around. Similar to Publisher, and I'm just gonna share, I don't know if any of you, I know Beth knows how to use Publisher. I don't know if you use Publisher at all, Pam. I'm gonna share it just to show you kind of what you can do with this one. So with Publisher, I've got a bunch of different pages here. This is just where I kind of compiled some of the photos that I found online, but it's really kind of a drag and drop utility. You can move things around, you can layer them, you can move them forward, arrange them, format the picture, make the edging a little tighter and you can also have the luxury of editing your pictures right in here, so you can crop and resize. Probably you can do a little more than what you'll be able to do with some of the online tools that I'm going to show you. But if you have Publisher, it's kind of a fun way to play around. It's a little better for digital vision boards than kind of a Word document, which will mostly bind your photos in wherever you stick them in and insert them. This allows for more of that drag and drop kind of thing. Obviously, if you're working with photos that have these backgrounds, you'll have to be aware of the layering and bringing things forward and having them cover the way you want it to be covered and not sticking in and covering things in a way that you're not wanting. But you can have a lot of fun in this little utility. Okay, going back here. The others that I'm going to talk about are two that are available online. One is Canva, and after I share the other one, I'm going to show you. Canva is an online tool. You can use this for so many different things. I don't pay for Canva, so that's why I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of that one. And that makes it, I feel, just a lot more accessible for anybody and everybody to use. But you can also use it for resizing of your social media pictures if you are on social outside of the vision board world. It's a great little tool for creating visuals. We use it a lot at the hospital to make some of the visuals that go with our social media posts, and they have some great templates that I'll show you here in a minute. And then the other one that I used actually to design this one is PizApp. I know it's a weird, I hope that's how you say it, PizApp. That's how I've said it. I've been using this one for probably about a decade now, it feels like. It was probably the very first online graphic editing tool that I used. And again, I don't pay for it. I just use the free. Both Canva and PizApp have memberships where it's like a fee and you can get access to more of their stock stuff, but I've never paid for either of them. So I made this out of PizApp. I used pizapp.com last night to make this, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So new share here. Okay. So we're going to start with, this is Canva. I'm going to move you guys over here so I can see. Okay, so when you come into canva.com, you're going to be asked to log in. You don't need to pay. I think I connected to mine through my Facebook account. And so once you log in, it kind of remembers you, or you can create a free account associated with your email address. And so once you log in here, it gives you tons and tons and tons of templates that you can use, all different formats, and they do, I let them take care of knowing what the size requirements are for all the social media stuff, because it's always changing. And this way I don't have to worry about it. When I go in and make a Facebook cover photo for something today, I know it's going to be the size that it needs to be for Facebook to like it and not chop off half of what I'm doing. So it gives you, I mean, tons and tons of different business cards, all different things. But you can just create a plain old design. You can also have the option you'll see over here to do like photo collages and just standard. I usually do everything in kind of a Facebook cover photo mode. And even when you choose your kind of your canvas size, it will then still give you standard options that you can just pull from if you want. But you can go over here to uploads, and you can then upload all your pictures, personal things that you want to add in, and then click on them to add them in. And really just drag and drop, size them, move them around. I mean, you've got cropping, you can flip things around, although this one would not work well if we did that because the words would be backwards. But with this, you have great means for overlapping. You know, you could put things up real close. You know, here's our hospital week logos. Whoops, I got too many of these. I mean, it's really a lot of fun to play around with, and you can do all different kinds of layering. There's positioning that'll move things backward and forward and center them. So you can have a lot of fun doing something right here. And then the key to kind of making it applicable for you in real life, because obviously you don't want to go to Canva every single time you want to look at your vision board, is this download key. And you have options of how you want to download. And if you want to print it out, you can choose the PDF version, and it prints out awesome. It's like printer quality when you do this PDF print. And it'll download right to your system as a PDF that you can then print on 8.5 by 11. You can print it on 11 by 17. And you can still have that tangible board that you've designed in an app that is completely customized to you. They have some great little other elements you can add, little things. You'll know that they're free. You know, maybe you're questioning things in life and you found this question mark very pertinent. But they have a lot of different free, and I noticed they change them as the seasons go. You know, during Valentine's season, they'll always have a few extra little heart things going on. And then they even provide you with stock photos. So if you didn't have a chance to look through and find photos that mean something to you, there are many, and you can even do a search right here and use their stock photos. So I mean, really, they're giving you some great tools. And this is, I mean, I don't pay for this. So these are, you know, you'll see when it's something that's pro, it's got like a little crown. Usually they keep all the free ones toward the top. There it is. The little crown means you got to have a paid account to use it, which makes me sometimes very sad, but I'll just, you know, I go find better pictures on Google and make it work for myself. So in a nutshell, that's Canva. And you can really have a lot of fun. You can I could get lost in Canva for hours, just doing fun stuff. And then the other neat thing I do want to just draw attention to here is that if you go to the homepage, it will save. Even though I don't really have a paid account, it saves like all my stuff, like everything. So I can go back in, like this is our most recent cover photo for the hospital. I can go in and just work from this one again. So if your vision changes a year from now, you know, you can just reopen your file and change things. You can add, I forgot to mention, there's text. You can choose, they even give you special little, you know, the word art type things that you can add and customize. So if I wanted to just change, you know, a couple words, easy to do. And it's there and accessible. As my vision changes, I can make changes to my vision board. So that is Canva. All right, I'm gonna close out these Canvas. Okay, and then we're gonna go to PIZAP, P-I-Z-A-P. And I know this one is not quite as clean to work from as Canva is. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a little too old school. I don't know. But you know, it's not as clean and fancy as Canva, but I feel like there's a lot more fun kind of things that can really help you personalize a vision board. So here's the one I was working on last night. And I guess thematically, I kind of designed this one to be based on, you know, my work-life balance issues and some of the other things in my life that are important to me, and how do we kind of make all these things work together. And so I pulled in, you know, the things that were important. Maybe taking a vacation is important. I would love to grow a garden at some point, you know, learning more music for my ukulele. That's something I enjoy on the side. So finding ways to kind of find that work-life balance and reminding myself of the things I'm looking forward to, like eventually someday having a garden, and the short-term goals and things that I enjoy that I can do right now, like learn some music. And that's something I can turn to when I'm feeling out of balance. I have to remember I have these other things that I enjoy doing. So, so to do this, I'm going to go back to this home screen. Again, they give you these options, and this is also a free thing. I did sign in with an email address, and you can get a free version, or a paid version. But again, like I did all this with the free, so I don't necessarily see the need. You can do ones that have the pre-existing kind of feel of a collage, and they have some free patterns. Then they have some that are pretty cool that have more, but you pay for those options. But you can choose, you know, one of these little quads and easily pull up whatever it is you're wanting to pull from. So I've got all mine kind of saved in one of my little folders that I've designated for this. So, you know, maybe I want to focus on reading more. That go in? Yes. Okay, so I want to read more. So maybe this board is about that. And so I can add photos in here. And here's says exactly what I want. I want to read more. And then you have the option, you can even move these around within the square if they, I think so. Maybe. I think this one might be the exact size. This one, let me resize. You can change the spacing between. You can swap out if you don't like that photo. I mean, there's a lot of cool things. So you can change the layout. That's if you want to do a collage. You can also just opt for that blank canvas, which is what I did with the other board that I did last night. And from here, similarly to Canva, you can add your own pictures, and this one will queue those images just like Canva did. It creates like a little folder of these are all the pictures you've uploaded. Same here. So it's got some of the ones that I've already used, and I can just choose which ones I want to add. We'll put this one in, and it'll move it around. I can move it around. I can resize it. I can rotate it if I like to have a little tilt on what I'm doing. We can add a background image, which they have a bunch that are available, just like on Canva. They've got some cool backgrounds. you know, some swirly kinds of things, which will, if you have photos like this with the background, you know, you might have to work around that. If you have Photoshop, you can take those backgrounds out. I think with this one, you can pay and even have that. I think there's a transparency option with the paid level. But you can really just have a lot of fun in here, playing around, doing different features. You can make things more opaque, change the brightness of your images, you can delete your background. Really, sky's the limit here. And of course, you can add, you know, as many photos as you want to your board, as long as they fit. You know, maybe it's just a positive word board. You can add your own text and my vision board. You can play with layering. So right now it's on top. I mean, you wouldn't want a photo to take over your words. You would always want your words on top. But in the event that you put a picture on afterward, you can play with the layering, and you see this one moves it toward the front. And you can change fonts. Again, you've got some paid fonts that you can choose from, and you've got some others. Sweetheart fonts, big bold, handwriting, all different things. So you really customize as much as you want or as little as you want. Okay, another great thing that I love, and I don't know if you saw it on the other board, they've got a bunch of little like stickery things, kind of remind me of my scrapbooking days. And so you can, after you get all your pictures in there, if you don't like the clunky corners, which is what I used as a workaround on some of the cornering in my other one, you can add little stickers and make them any size you want to cover up those corners or the edges. Obviously, you want them to be consistent with your vision. And, you know, maybe you're working on your relationships. And so, you know, you can add some different things. Maybe you've got a wedding board. So maybe it's a wedding cake board and you're all about, okay, I'm gonna need a colored background on this for that to show up. Canvas, background color. So if we go like pale pink, there's our cake. So it stands out a little better. But really, I mean, the sky is the limit. And again, you have that option to, once you get your vision board complete, and you can add and layer. They've got some great little bordering pictures, different kinds of borders that you can border out your photos. You know, you can border out your whole board. I feel like this can apply to the photos too. Maybe not. I felt like there was a way, maybe I'll have to edit, I'll have to look into that a little more. I thought there was a way to add a border to the pictures. But lots of tools, lots of fun ways to play around with all the different things. And then it even has different filters and things that you can add to it. Crazy colors, you know, if you want to have a rainbow kind of background. You can truly customize and make this as unique or as basic as you want it to be. But the important thing really is at the end of it, once you have it, print it out, put it in a place where it's going to be helpful to you, where you can revisit, be reminded. I know with my my board, this actually sits, because a lot of these goals are still ones that are just ongoing. They're kind of reminders to me that this is how I want to live. And then of course my trip to New York, that'll just be my ongoing goal forever. Sometimes I just use my vision board as reminders, like this is how I want to live my life, you know, and I'm already doing some of those things, but I want to just have that positive reminder each day. And so I've kept it by my computer at my office, and it's just there where I can look at it during the day and remind myself, you know, why I'm doing what I'm doing or why I'm working so hard on a certain project, and how I'm making changes that are going to help me advance toward the things that I want from my life. So that is how to make a vision board. And I don't know if anyone has any questions. Happy to answer. All right. Well, I challenge all of you to go ahead and, just start getting your thoughts in order. Start there. Don't just pick up a magazine and start clipping. Like, really be deliberate about the photos that you're choosing. And then you can use some of those fun tools from Canva or from PizApp to really kind of supplement. So, flowers are a big part of my life. So I didn't just stick the flower stickers on my board. I mean, I do love those little pops of color because color is important to me too, but flowers are just, they're something very special to me. And so I use them all over the place. They're all in my office. My office is full of flowers. So making sure that whatever you put on your vision board is going to help kind of keep that vision compacted, on theme, and moving you in a direction that's going to motivate you. So that's all I have.